This is what happens when you're too busy, going after grandmothers who said prayers outside of the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, as the FBI is busy doing a new audit by the Justice Department Inspector General's office found that the FBI is still failing child sex abuse victims despite reforms after the FBI notoriously mishandled the investigation into the now disgraced former USA gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar, you may recall. The report cites examples of child sex abuse allegations going unaddressed for months and months on end, with nothing done to protect the reported victims, that'd be the children, during the investigations. Now, this one, we were just talking about Fairfax County and the sheriff there refusing to hand over a child sex offender to ICE, to Immigration and Customs Enforcement, illegal alien child sex offender. And now the FBI, I don't know how many black eyes the FBI has, but it's going to need more heads.
It's actually outrageous that they have failed so miserably at one of their most basic functions, as they continue to harass people for having the wrong political beliefs, whether it's going after Catholic churches because they're breeding grounds for domestic terrorism, or going after pro-life activists because they have the gumption to pray in the hallway outside of an abortion clinic. Their priorities are so misplaced. The American people, it's no wonder they don't have trust in institutions anymore.
Yeah, honestly, and this is, and again, the January 6th obsession is just off the charts. And what are we, 3.5 years? And still, I recall the riots at the White House that forced the evacuation of the President of the United States and the first family by the Secret Service, May 31st and June 1st of 2020. And nobody got a jail sentence for that. Nobody. And I just saw in the Washington Post last week, they were proud to announce 2 more jail sentences for people that were charged and arrested for January 6th, years after the fact.
Yeah, it's terrible. And, on top of the massive child trafficking that's going on in the border, our children in this country, whether legal or illegal, if you're a child in this country, you shouldn't be preyed on. And the fact that our FBI can't even do investigations properly to protect our children is a very sad state of affairs that we live in. The DOJ needs to be completely reformed. The FBI needs to be completely reformed because they're not serving the American people.
And that's why Jason's voting for Donald Trump, because he wants the FBI to be reformed, and he knows that there are major problems that need to be addressed, and the Democrats will never do it.
Yeah, I don't believe in firing all these non-political civil servants and bringing in guys who have strong political leanings one way or the other. I do think that it's good that the DOJ and the IG actually did this report. Actually, it shows that the levers in the Department of Justice actually are working and are saying, no, we have a problem here that needs to be fixed. And I think that's important.
But what it shows is that it's not working.
Yeah, and if I were President Trump, I would say, this is going to be one of my priorities. We need to have these reforms in the FBI, prioritize the safety of these children, protecting these children. When you look at the fact in this report, for example, that the Bureau knew of these sex offenders and also about these sexual abuse cases and didn't even refer them to the local law enforcement, that to me, it's terrifying. It's such a breakdown of the system, and it just shows that they're more focused on the Russian hoax that they peddled for years than in protecting our children. What a disgrace.
And I think we all sleep very well at night knowing that there are no political people in any of these positions.
Definitely in leadership
which brings us to the whole problem, but it's only a 1-hour show.
Yeah.